Round one, let's talk about it.
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and got
Go round one of the ELF playoffs. We've made it to the playoff season, and let's talk about it. We're gonna get some of the best, some of the great storylines, and let's break it down. All right. First of all, we got some great matches to talk about. All right. Outside of Nordic Ryan trilogy, we got some great matches to talk about. But first things first, let's talk about this Madrid. All right. Let's talk about this Madrid Surge game that's going to be chef kiss worthy. All right. We got Madrid, number 6 seed, going to play number 3, the Stuttgart Surge, a team with one of the best coaches in the league, one of the most efficient quarterbacks, maybe the MVP of the league, the Triple Crown winner, right? A nice group of surrounding pieces. Iceman came to play last week, right? Defense, did a good job in regards to getting this team here and stopping Frankfurt, right? So what are the keys to victory? Madrid, they got to find a way to break down this Surge defense, right? Most of the times when the Surge lose, it's against teams that are more physical than them. I don't think that's the brand of football Madrid's going to play. I think Madrid is going to try to I think Andrew's going to try to draw up to get these guys out in space, get these guys running, get these guys the ball quick and make it work, especially Andrew Cruchet, right? So I think Madrid actually, instead of scoring quick, I think they need to control the game a little bit, slow it down a little bit against this Surge defense, because this Surge defense is top notch, and it's the most mysterious and scariest team for a number of reasons. Why? You don't know how good this Surge defense is, right? And this Surge defense has done a good job at just getting through, but now they're about to crank it up. Now they're about to crank it up a little bit. This is the time of year Jordan Newman has these guys rolling, right? Despite obviously last year in the semifinals, this is the time of year where the Surge become dangerous, right? And I think they've been waiting for this moment right here. They've been waiting for this game, this opportunity, right, to play one of the more efficient quarterbacks, right? I know for a fact Riley Hennessy is out to prove it. Riley Hennessy is out to make a statement, all right? But not just that, the team is, right? The team is. You see Mike Hurley on social media, you see Raheem Wilson, Mitch Fedek, right? This is a team that is going to not let you get away easy, right? And the thing with Madrid is their defense has to play damn near perfect to even win the game, right? To control the game, to have a chance in the game. And I don't think that's a recipe for victory. I don't know if Madrid can hold back, Louis Geyer, Mike Hurley, Tommy Awewu, Kai Hunter, Riley Hennessy against a veteran O-line too. Like that Madrid D-line they're good. They're not the greatest, right? And Iceman just came to fruition, and who's been quiet most of the season, obviously has some injuries, but that's a veteran team. That's a team that's been here. This is their third year together in the playoffs, right? Madrid, I just don't see it. I don't see them against the Surge. I think people are sleeping on the Surge, right? I think people are sleeping on the Surge, right? I think this is going to be a fun game to watch, though, for sure, right? But I think, they're going to be able to find a way to contain, or how do you contain a Triple Crown winner, right? The most dominant performance, right, that we've seen the ELF for Triple Crown, right? And Aaron Cruchet. I think, Selick, how's the ankle? He's been a little banged up, right? Do we see a lot more Edo Molina this week, right? So it's going to be interesting, but you can't count Madrid out, obviously, with Reese Sinet, who is one of the smarter quarterbacks in the league, knows when to use his legs, knows how to hit his check down, knows when to find the man, knows not to take a sack, right? He's going to feel some pressure from the Surge D lineman with Malumba and the gang, right? But when it's all said and done, I think the Surge win. I think the Surge win at home, right? I think the Surge are going to find a way to make sure that people feel their presence, people feel who they are, people know, like, listen, we've underestimated the Surge team. Not me. I've seen right through the fugaziness of, what the team has been. This is definitely the most experienced team from starters to backups that have played throughout the season, right? So if someone gets hurt, I have no doubt that backups going to come in and they're not going to miss a beat, right? I think the Surge take this win at home, especially since it means so much in the championship games at home. I don't see this happening. I don't think Madrid can stop the Surge defense. They're gonna have to play a perfect game, as I just mentioned, but also I don't think they could get that one stop if needed, right? And that's what scares me about like Madrid. Offensively, they could put up some points. Andrew Weidiger is going to find a way to throw up 21, 28 points, right? But guess what? The Surge could do that too, right? And the Surge, I'll tell you what's going to happen. The Surge are going to be physical, run the ball, wear down that defense. I expect a big game from Kai Hunter, if I'm being honest, right? A big game from Kai Hunter, right? I think with Madrid, the mismatch is the running backs. I think even Molino, Justin Seeley could be a mismatch on the Surge linebackers, but guess what? They play such a unique defense where they have more speed at DB on the field and can stop the run. That most of the times that's going to be a DB covering those running backs, right? So the speed's going to be there. I don't see it. I think the Surge going to win this game and advance to play on. I think they would play Munich, and we would get a trilogy in that one too, down in Munich. So we'll see how that goes. Next game, Rhein Fire versus the Nordic Storm. The 3P still alive with the Rhein Fire. I've been saying it the past couple of weeks, but how good are they? All right, how good are they? I can say the same thing about Nordic. I don't know how good Nordic is. They haven't played their best ball the past couple of weeks. Obviously, banged up. Their team I kind of worry about heading into the wild card. A team that really could use a bye week. Is Xavier Edwards returning this week? I don't know. But Rhein Fire playing with house money. They have nothing to lose. Rhein Fire have nothing to lose. They've shown that they could beat Nordic, no matter how vanilla that game was on both sides. They showed that they could beat Nordic, right? They almost beat Nordic the first time. So it's crazy because like you want to take experience in games like this, right? Jadrian Clark, Joachim Christensen, right? You know, the two guys that's going to head the defense on the other side, Luke Glenna, Chad Walren, right? Guys that have been there, right? Max Parkinson, probably Defensive Player of the Year, who didn't play. We got to keep that in mind. Max Parkinson didn't play this past week. So Nordic is like, I don't know. This is a game I'm going to struggle with the most because Nordic, they're going to miss things up. Simon Fons played a good game. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week. Brandon Bolio is always going to go off. You still got Andrea Pate-Morel. They've been having rotation at running back, and I can't tell you who's going to play this week. I can't tell you who's going to play. We've seen about 4 or 5 different running backs this year from Nordic. Defensively, they're not going to blitz a lot. They're going to play a lot of zone, right? So, again, playing zone, using your help, communicating, like, is this team going to be ready, right? Did this team, give Rhein Fire something to think about this past week? We don't know. And especially since we've kind of seen, like, Rhein Fire, like, empty the clip and really put everything out there for display this week. Chad Jeffries looks like the quarterback we thought he was going to be week 1, right? Actually has me thinking, is he going to be a guy that Fire bring back for another season with this coaching staff, right? So we'll see. We'll see how everything pans out. Rhein Fire defense is going to be the difference maker, right? Again, just barely lost to Nordic, but obviously they didn't play well that second half, right? The first game, right? Played better this game, right? Now what does it look like going back to Nordic, going to revenge those demons that you left some money on the table last time you played, right? Going up against Jadrian Clark. It's his league till someone takes it. I say it all the time. All right. Another thing, the one that we have to point out about Nordic, even though they have some guys that are experienced, it's a lot of inexperience. A lot of guys up in that Nordic territory playing in their first ELF playoff, right? It's a little bit different from playing in the whatever the Swedish league is called, the Super Syrian 8, or whatever league there is. It's a little bit different than that, right? So how do they come to play? Needless to say, I think this is going to be a good game. I think this game I struggle with, and I tend to kind of lean more experience. So with that being said, and I'm really just giving you a pick off the top of my head, not even knowing. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know who to pick. I don't know who to pick in this game because I don't know. You know what? I'm going to pick Nordic. I'm going to go chalk this week. I'm going to pick Nordic to beat the Fire, right? And then they go on to play the Vienna Vikings, which got set up for a whole different ball game. I was just set for a whole different ball game. So I'll pick the Nordic Storm to beat the Rhein Fire in the playoffs. I don't know. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. All right. So we'll see how everything pans out. Locker room, you know how this works. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. But round 1 of the playoffs.